I am General Jarod of Benyon. I advise you not to forget my name. Don't mistake me. Things will be done one way. My way.
Accompanying our Dawn Brigade banner is one of their main enemies. Jarod is here to showcase what he can do. He's a Lance Infantry, Halberdier, and while he's our third free-to-play Lancer in the past year, Jarod's only our 7th non-5-star option in this class. With his entrance, we now have more heroic grade Lance Infantry than demote options. We haven't seen a new demote Lance Infantry since year 1 of the game. For stats, Jarod will have 42 HP, 46 attack, 44 speed, 34 defense, and 27 res. All things considered, pretty dang good free-to-play stat spread. He has attack and super boons. 46 base attack is actually tied for the highest in the whole class with Nabata Hawkeye thanks to the super boom. He is slower than Ninja Saizo, but only by 1 point, so Jarod's got some dang good offensive stats. His defensive spread is a little more balanced than Saizo's defense focus. You can take that res super boon if you want to bounce it out further. Jarod will sadly not get a unique weapon. Instead, his inheritable lance is the Null Spear Plus. 14 might at start of combat if above 25% HP, grant plus 5 attack and speed to unit, and if unit is faster than the enemy, they gain full no follow-up effects and deal plus 5 true damage per hit. Null Spear Plus is the same as last year's Valentine's weapons and a lance version of Inigo's Null Blade. It is essentially a budget no follow-up option. Definitely not as many perks as Arcane Lewin, but if you are a fast unit like Jarod here, then it's a nice solid weapon. For Cows and Flyers, this is a way to get no follow-up on both phases. Flow skills are solid, but they're locked to player phase only. The only thing you need to do is outspeed the enemy for no follow-up and that little bit extra true damage. For the rest of Jarod's base kit, he has Dragon Fang and Wind Boost 3, plus 6 speed if you have 3 or more HP than the enemy. Regular tier 3 boost skills are not really amazing, and if you wanted those tier 4 variants, we've had Wind Boost on a couple other grow units. Jarod's main inheritable skill to watch out for is Post Smoke 3, plus 1 cooldown on all foes within 2 spaces after combat. This is the first time we've gotten Post Smoke on a free-to-play friendly unit. There is no tier 4 upgrade yet, but when it eventually comes, Jarod could be a valuable unit for inheriting. Pulse Smoke can mess up things like Gale Force or a certain brand of Aether of the great variety. In extended battles, you could stall enemies' specials forever if paired with Guard and Temple's no special charging. I actually ended up using Pulse Smoke when Ricker Sieges came back recently. Now, the skill doesn't do anything in combat, but a tier 4 could change that. It also hits surrounding enemies after combat, so you can uncharge specials on other foes. Overall, this is an okay base kit. Jarod can definitely use a better A skill, and Pulse Smoke is nice, but it's not always going to impact a battle. If you want to merge up Jarod, he gets plus 1 HP, speed, and defense for his neutral nature. You can go with the attack super boon for 4 extra points, or maybe some extra res for a balanced defensive spread. Of course, more speed never hurts either. Now, there are only 7 free-to-play Lance Infantry, and Jarod's our first Grand Hero battle unit in the class. We need more Halberdier bosses. Stat-wise, Jarod is mainly competing with Ninja Saizo, who is also Gen 8. Saizo is faster, but Jarod's got 5 more attack. 44 base speed isn't bad at all for a free-to-play unit, so you could argue Jarod has the better offensive stats. In terms of defense, Saizo is going pretty hard on defense, so much to the point that he's dropping a lot of HP. Jarod focuses on a more balanced defensive spread, kind of like a generalist Swordmaster type unit, better physical bulk for brawling, some res to work with. Due to his attack super boom, Jarod will tie Nabata Hawkeye for the highest attack in the entire Lance Infantry class. This includes all the premium units. If you spend Dragon Flowers, Summer Norn is the other faster option with a balanced defensive spread. After Norn, we take a pretty large dip in speed, and of course this year's Hawkeye is on the slowest one. He's kind of got like an armor looking stat line. If you want to run a certain popular B skill, Hawkeye could find some fun builds. Now, since there are so few free-to-play Lance Infantry, Jarod will have a place for sure. If you want a fast damage-focused halberdier, he is arguably the best while not dumping either defense or res completely. Jarod has a fairly basic kit. He's got good attack and speed, so you can ensure no spear activates its no follow-up effect. As long as you outspeed, you can double any slower foes and prevent free follow-up attacks from them. Already a nice budget weapon, but last month we got a free-to-play dodge skill thanks to Fallen Lloyd. Jarod should be stacking speed for no spear, so why not grab an extra 40% damage reduction along the way? No follow-up and percent DR, pretty solid for a budget build. While Wind Boost is cute, I would swap to either attack and speed Ideal, Solo, maybe Swift Sparrow, or Form. Since Jarod has such good base attack, you could do speed and defense solo from Near's Yarn. Feel free to mix with complementing Sacred Seals and add res versions if you want. For Pulse Smoke, it is a good effect, but it's fairly tailored for a certain special or pre-charging team setups. You can swap that out for attack and speed Oath, or attack, or speed Smoke. For some other skills, Moonbow is a fire and special on the lower cooldown. Luna is slightly higher, but still possible to trigger with something like Flashing Blade. You could do Dragon Fang with a Bread Sacred Seal. If you got a buffing teammate, bonus W3 can be gotten in the A slot now from Grun Alchemist. You can double up on that with the Sacred Seal. For non-repel skills, Desperation plus no follow-up is good, though No Spear has a 25% HP condition. Guard is also useful to avoid special burst counterattacks. While they are not speed versions, Spanish 3 and Clash 3 seals are pretty good for infantry like Jarod. I'm sure we'll get more eventually. As usual, Squad A seals are solid all-arounders. For premium builds, Null Spear can work with Dodge 4 skills. You can run Vital Astra or Godlike Reflexes, but unfortunately, the lack of slang will make those builds less optimal. Emblem Art can get around this issue, otherwise Arcane Lumen is just the natural upgrade path for a no follow-up weapon. On the current banner, Jarod can make use of a lot of skills. Edward has Godlike Reflexes plus Buffer 4. This is also on Severa in the Divine Code shop. For Salt, you can get Attack and Speed Finish 4 and Attack and Speed Pledge. Godlike Reflexes is solid with Pledge to recharge. Now, there are many ways to go about using no follow-up weapons. Add percent DR to tank hits, or add DR Piercing to dish out some more damage. No Quarter or Tempo 4 offer DR Piercing, and you can synergize with other cooldown skills like Times Pulse, Infantry Pulse 4, Flash Sparrow, and so on. Cooldown heavy builds love finish skills. For some other generalist skills, you can run Distinct Counter, of course. Boost 4 skills can stack more HP with Squad Ace, and then you got the Stat Refine plus 5 HP. Maybe worth considering with the concerning Breath of Life 4 entering the game. Another defensive option is Guard 4, Mostly Discipline 4, or Bulwark 4, all percent DR options. Now, Jarod could also go for flat damage reduction, Lagu's Friend, and now Excel A skills offer just that. Lagu's Friend with Godlike Reflexes can work, but you lose a lot of speed to actually proc the special. Feel free to just use Pavisor Aegis instead. Since it's been a little bit since Ninja Saizo's debut, and since there aren't many inheritable free-to-play lances to grab that are interesting, let's talk about what new skills Brave Lance builds can run. Kumanagi Nada is a great Brave Lance from Saizo, and it has regular warping built in to get those attacks in. To improve damage, physical no follow, or Tempo 4 can be solid for Brave attacks, but no Quarter is a full DR Piercing special option now. If you want some protection, instead of dodge pairings, you can use Potent for that cursed 5 hits when quadding. Now, in that C slot, instead of Times Pulse, you can run Infantry Pulse 4 to support the team, and Pulse Up gives self buffs, while also eventually just charging a special along the way. In the end, Jarod doesn't have that many inheritable weapon options compared to, say, an Archer has. What I really mean is that most of the inheritable lances are just not that crazy outside of things like No Spear. There's no equivalent instant -3 cooldown Golden Yule Bow type weapon or a White Wind Bow stat stacking equivalent. Luckily, Jarod can use both Arcane Lances, and both should be returning on banners very soon thanks to the Book A Midpoint celebration. If you want one of those, be on the lookout for the banner, and remember, Rearmed Ingrid is a Divine Code's common manual for this year. If you want Arcane Lumen for quote-unquote free, you can eventually get it. So, should you promote Jarod to 5 stars? He's our first Grand Hero Battle Lance Infantry and only the 7th free-to-play option in this class type. He mainly competes with Ninja Saizo. It's a faster unit, but Jarod has 5 more attack and higher HP and res. He's only slightly slower than Saizo, and where Saizo focuses on high defense, Jarod goes with the more traditional balanced stat spread. Higher defense to deal with the more common melee matchups. For his kit, No Spear Plus is a great new budget lance. No Fallout may not be as hard to get for infantry specifically, but for cows and flyers, this can work for speedier units who don't want to use flow skills, which is player phase only. Jarod's rare inheritable passive is Postmark 3, never before seen on a non-5 star, and while it may not always be useful, it's still good if specials are pre-charged on the field. We could also see a tier 4 upgrade one day. In conclusion, Jarod is a very solid offensive lance fighter. If you don't mind one less speed, Jarod is just going to deal more damage than Saizo, and he could be better if you wanted to build into HP. That may be considering with Breath of Life 4's % max HP healing. Still, the free-to-play Lance Image group is so tiny that Jarod will have a place among Ninja Saizo and Summer Norn if you want a faster unit. We don't have as many interesting non-arcane inheritables, but you know, summer's coming up. One of those 4-star Focus or Tempest units could bring something spicy. At least skill-wise, Jarod has a ton of options. Melee infantry have a variety of strong effects like cooldown, % DR piercing, etc. You could even experiment with the newer skill sets like flat damage reduction. That's all I got to say about Jarod. Let me know your thoughts on the newest Halberdier and go beat his Grand Hero battle map. Next up, we'll be talking about this month's Ephemericon manuals. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.